There's this really beautiful moment in filmmaking and photography when you come across this lens, this camera, whatever it may be, something that's just sparks you creatively, sparks you in a way that you haven't felt in a while. It inspires you to get out there and make something, and ultimately it just makes you fall in love with the craft once again. This Helios 44M has done exactly that for me. Now, unless you live under a rock, you've probably seen a video about these Helios lenses, but for me, I wanted to give you my perspective on them, why I got one, what I feel that it's done for my filmmaking, my photography, and why I think every filmmaker should own one of these lenses. So I want to start with the lens itself. Why is this lens so special? Well, for me, I bought a EF mount version off of eBay that has focus gear rings on it already, and it also has this oval insert in the element of the lens. So when the aperture is wide open, it kind of has this oval bokeh look that mimics an anamorphic lens. So if you want an anamorphic look in your film and you don't have the anamorphic lens, or you're trying to match two focal lengths, one is anamorphic, one is not, this lens can kind of get you close and it may be able to fake an anamorphic look for you in your project. Now, I didn't necessarily get it for that reason. I got it because of the characteristics of the lens. I'd seen some videos, I'd seen some footage from them, and they have this nice swirly bokeh that looks really old school, looks kind of vintage. The lenses aren't perfect. They're really sharp in the center, but then they get really soft on the outside. There's some distortion, there's some chromatic aberration, and overall, it's just a very characterized look, and I find it really, really pleasing. These lenses pair really nicely with stuff like film grain. I find that it just kind of adds to the overall look. And I've had a blast shooting different projects, trying to figure out the best way to implement them into my work. One cool thing that these lenses have done for me is they've just inspired me to go shoot stuff. I remember the first time I threw it on my C70 with the speed booster, and I was like, whoa, just the lens and the look was so unique, and I've never seen anything like that. I'm so used to photography lenses that are more clinical, that are sharper, that don't really have a characterized look. They're just engineered to give you technically good results, and that's pretty much it. And this lens is on the other end of the spectrum from those normal photography lenses. This lens mixed with my Canon C70 is one of my favorite combos that I've ever found. It's something about the soft cinematic image of the C70 mixed with the sharpness of this in the center, and then all the creamy bokeh and kind of the distortion on the edges. It just creates for a very unique filmic-like look, and I find that the C70 helps get that look out of this lens more than something like the R6 would. Now, it looks great with the R6 Mark II as well, don't get me wrong, but it's just gonna give you more of a clinical look. But the C70 just has this softness about it in a good way. I don't mean that in a negative way, that it creates this such a cinematic, soft highlight, great skin tone looking image, and I find that it just looks so nice with this Helios 44M. I actually used this lens when I was testing all of my LUTs. So all the footage you saw in my LUT pack announcement video, that was shot with this Helios lens. You can see that on screen here. Shameless plug moment here. If you have not checked out my C-Log 2 LUT pack, please go check it out. I think if you use a C70, a C200, this LUT pack is perfect for you. Any C-Log 2 capable camera. I'm really proud of it. I love it. I use it all the time. And I've been working on a C-Log 3 LUT pack, which you can see right here. It's early stage development, just been testing some different things. So be on the lookout for that. All you R6, R5, R8, R7 users, you guys will have a C-Log 3 LUT pack. Similar looks, but just geared towards C-Log 3. So be on the lookout for that. But anyway, it's enough rambling. Back to the video. At first, I wasn't even gonna make a video about this because I felt there was so many videos already out there about this lens. But for me, I want to give my perspective on it and how I use it, because everybody's work is different. I want to give you guys my perspective on why I think everybody should own one of these, especially if you're a filmmaker and you're in a rut creatively. Sometimes buying something like this can help you get that jump start that you really need. So these lenses were made in Soviet Russia, I think starting in the 50s all the way to the 70s, 80s, and they're fantastic. So they're built like tanks, they're all metal, they're great, and then you can get them through eBay, through different resellers with your camera mount on them. So I got mine in an EF mount from a seller on eBay, and it only cost me like 180 bucks to get this lens with the focus gears already on it, with the oval insert on the inside and EF mount installed. It showed up perfect, in perfect condition, it's worked great. So for only like 150, 200 bucks, you can get a killer lens that can really add some unique characteristics to your film and potentially give you that boost that you need to get out there and create stuff. I just find that this lens adds something to my arsenal that I didn't have before, which was more of a characterized storyteller kind of narrative look, as opposed to a lot of the high key commercial looks that I have with my other glass, like all my EF glass, all my RF glass, Sigma Art Series glass. That stuff is going to be more clinical. You can get filmic looks out of them, but it takes more work, as opposed to this Helios lens, which I probably wouldn't use on like a high key corporate commercial. but I can use it in pretty much everything else, or I can use it in a narrative-based commercial. But it's just something that fits the characteristics that the lens gives. I just find it really cool. For me, I'm just all about showing you guys different pieces of gear that I feel like you actually need and will be additions to your films, additions to your photos, to your projects. And I feel like this is one of those at a very, very cheap price. When you compare it to the other stuff in our industry, stuff ain't cheap. Let's just be honest. So for me, when you can find something this affordable, this powerful, this capable, jump on that opportunity, because there's not a lot of opportunities like that in this industry where you can get something at this price that is as capable as it is. These lenses are capable enough that even when they made the Batman, the Robert Pattinson Batman, they actually used these lenses on a couple of different shots on crash cams because they needed to match anamorphic looks, but they couldn't use anamorphics for whatever reason. So they rehoused these Helios lenses and actually used them on that film. So you would actually own a lens that was used in the Batman, which is a phenomenal film. It was praised for its cinematography. It was praised for its visuals. And I saw it myself. It was incredible. So that's another cool fun fact about this lens. So I think I'm officially gonna add this Helios to my Desert Islands lens list because I love it that much and it's fantastic, and I encourage all you to pick one up, try one out, see if you like it, see if it encourages you and inspires you as much as it did me. Well, that's all I got for you today, guys. I appreciate you watching. Thanks for checking out this video as always. If you like what you see, you like filmmaking, you like gear, you like all those different things, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, drop a comment below. Let me know that you're here. Let me know what's on your Desert Islands lens list. I'd love to hear from you. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.